Morning, Chavra. We're going to learn some Tanya. We're beginning Perek Mem, chapter 40, page 81 in your Chayenu. And we're talking about doing a mitzvah, studying Torah, Lishma, versus Chas V'Shalom Shalei Lishma. Okay, page 82 now, actually. As long as a person doesn't review his Torah learning for the sake of heaven, his study that he studied does not ascend even to the 10 spheres, which radiate in the world of Yitzira and Asiya. Not to mention the spheres of Bria, which we spoke about. The spheres are a level of Hashem, a level of godliness, and the Ein Sof, the light of Hashem, is enclosed within them and united in them. And therefore, were this person's Torah to ascend into the spheres, it would actually ascend to the Ein Sof light, the eternal light. And without fear and love, the Torah cannot rise and stand before God. It reminds us of the mashal that we brought, that the love and the fear are like the wings of the bird. So how does your Torah learning soar if there's no avas Hashem and yiras Hashem, fear and love of Hashem while you're learning? Instead, his Torah study resides in the chambers and abodes of Yitzira and Asiya, which are the externality of the worlds. Oh, okay. So it counts as something, but we want to try to take it to the next level. So the spheres are the internal aspect of each world, meaning it's divine creative power. The chambers constitute the created world itself. Shebehem oimdim hamalachim. We're talking about the chambers and abodes of Yitzir and Asiya. We're talking about where the angels are situated. Rav Chaim Vital writes in chapter 2 of his Shar HaNevuah, which literally means the portal of prophecy. When you learn Torah without kavanah, without intention to connect us to the Eibishter in a deep and meaningful way, let's say you're doing it, you're not necessarily doing it for an ego thing or something else. Well, maybe you are. But you're learning, but you're not putting focus into it. Like we do sometimes with certain mitzvahs that we're, rushing through. How often do we have intense kavanah when we're benching? Unfortunately, we just want to get it over with, right? Okay, so when we do that without kavanah, angels are created in the world of Yitzira, and from mitzvahs performed without kavanah, angels are created in the world of Asiya. Okay, at least it's something. Try to find the good in it. So this indicates that Torah and mitzvahs without kavanah are not absorbed into the spheres, but rise only to the level of angels or created beings, and thus on the level of the externality of the worlds. And again, we have the power to have kavanah. It just takes a little effort, and we could raise our learning Torah, our learning of Torah, and our performance of mitzvahs to a much higher level. All the angels are possessed of matter and form, meaning they are creations. With angels created of Torah mitzvahs, the angels' matter is formed. What does it mean, matter? The matter that they're formed with, it's formed by matter of Torah mitzvahs, and they're formed by the form of Torah mitzvahs. Thus, any mitzvah of which an angel is created must consist of more than mere mechanical action, meaning when you do a mitzvah, it's by rote. There has to be more involved. It must contain some thoughts, such as understanding of the words of the Torah that we learn. We can't just, sometimes when you learn Rambam and you're behind schedule, you just gloss over it, you read, no. That's saying Tehillim. When you say Tehillim, you don't necessarily have to learn it and understand it. But when you're learning something, you have to at least understand basically what it's saying. So everything that we just discussed concerns Torah mitzvahs with the lack of intention of lishma, but which are not performed expressly shaloi lishma, They're not expressly done for egotistical purposes or the like. But Torah that was studied for selfish reasons. A person wants to be a big gadol ador or become a big scholar. Look at me, look how much I know. So at least when you learn loy lishma, just you're just reviewing, but there's no intention either way. It goes up. But when you're learning for selfish purposes, ella isheres lamata be'lamazeh, that learning stays below. That learning doesn't have any aliyah, so to speak. It stays below, which is the abode of the klipa. Since selfish motives stem from klipa, the Torah study that elicits remains in the abode of klipa. That. Now, in the note, the Alter Rebbe writes, Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Beis, V'Daf Kuf Chaf Aleph Amud Beis, Ayin Sham. Ahi Mila Salka Ubaki Riki In Itar Mad Itar Itav Tav Chulu Ayin Sham. The spoken words ascend on high and pierce the heavens and evokes what it evokes. If the word is good, a word of Torah the like, it evokes good. And he stops there. And if not, he doesn't say what it is. I'm going to keep it on the positive side. You could draw your own conclusions. B'daf Kuf Hey Amud Aleph, Mila Da'iraisa is Avid Minei Kola V'Salik. From a word of Torah, a voice is formed which rises. And in Daf Sama Kuf Sama Ches Amud Beis, Kolin Da'iraisa, which Loisa Bakin Rikin. The voice of Torah ascends on high and pierces the heavens. So we see all these three passages from the Zohar indicate that words of Torah ascend on high to the heavens. It's It similarly says in the Zohar on the pasuk, what profit has man of all his toil that he labors under the sun? So Chachamim point out that only man's labor under the sun, meaning toil in mundane matters, does not realize any profit. But the labor of Torah is above the sun and does indeed profit man. As we saw already that when we learn Torah, when we do a mitzvah, we get tremendous reward in heaven, Tafilu, and even on earth with blessings that come back. Tafilu alma daraisa I avin begin ikare. Even with the toil of Torah, if one does it for his own glory, it belongs to the category of labor under the sun. So he doesn't profit from it only when it goes above the sun. This is the meaning of what our sages teach us, that happy is he who arrives here on high with his Torah in his Torah study in his hand. Meaning that the Torah study did not remain in the world below. It rises above the sun, and the person then, when he arrives there, he arrives with the Torah study in hand. So this is the saying that means happy is the one who studies Torah Lishma, so that his Torah could ascend on high. And then tomorrow the Alter Rebbe will explain how and why. So the takeaway for today, Chavra, is your words are very powerful. Torah words in particular. The Zohar's words, loosely translated, your words ascend and pierce the heavens. And depending on what was said, it arouses what it arouses. If the spoken words were good, it will arouse good. And for the next part, you can figure it out on your own. The learning is dedicated to Ayilei Ben Yisrael Shaga Halevi on his yard site. And his neshama should have an aliyah. Sure, he's up in heaven, listening and learning Torah and enjoying his place up there from the Torah that he learned, as we just learned. And Phil is here saying Kaddish for his father. And Hashem should give you Arichis Yamim Shanim Teves, long and happy, healthy years. Be able to continue learning Torah, doing mitzvahs, making a very powerful additional light and bringing light into the world. Okay, folks, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Tonight is Bedikas Chametz. Wow. Unbelievable. Tomorrow night is the first Seder.